What's up, everybody? Blade the Scholar Magic, and I have a deck for you titled Eggs. And based off of the card Golden Egg, you basically have these artifacts. They're usually like run around 2 mana, I would say, predominantly. But basically, they're permanents that enter the battlefield and draw you a card. In this case, these are 2 mana generic artifacts predominantly that we're going to find today. Why are these so good? Well, you know, they basically replace themselves with cards, which is interesting. They have some sort of function. This one can fix your mana, gain some life. There's also just other cards that get a lot of value from this, and that enter like a card like Meria, which will start just turning those into forests, which is just nice. It's basically kind of a rampant growth kind of effect, as you would say, on an artifact. And then if you have like maybe 2 of these egg-like artifacts and you want to start getting card advantage and you don't need mana, you can start tapping them 2 at a time with Meria. Meria will actually do that function of tapping those non-token artifacts. You'll exile the top card of your library and you may play it till the end of turn. So very good stuff here so far. So how do we want to approach the eggs? How do we want to approach these cards in general? Well, I mean, you want to be able to like have kind of a situation where you are freely playing them from the top of your deck, because you know you're going to go down a mana each time, right? Because they can at least pay for 1 additional mana each time. So it's important because you're going to simply gas out your hand pretty fast. You can imagine you're just dropping these artifacts down. Maria's helping you pay more of these cheap spells, or they're very low cost. You're just going to be emptying your hand very fast. So how do we keep that chain going? Well, you have like a card like Mystic Forge, and that's simply going to let you play colorless and artifact spells from the top of your deck. You can also tap it and exile the top of card of your library if you want to kind of try to keep that chain going, so to speak. And with the thing about what can slow down Meria is you might start like, what would you say, gassing out with your exile because you're getting into too many lands. So it is important that you have like kind of cards that will help you play lands off the top of your deck, so that you know you're trying to get into some gasoline. It kind of helps you kind of strategize your plans, when to drop the lands from exile, when to keep lands into your hand, for instance. And it can also just like basically get those lands off the top of our library. That's kind of the function. We want to keep the chain going. So I think Oracle's like a really sneaky card that you would want to investigate here. Case of Locked Hothouse too. That one does require a requisite of you, having 7 or more lands to meet the case, and to start playing enchantments and creatures and lands from the top of your library. But it does also let you play that additional land. And I feel with Meria, you are going to have that instance where you are going to just simply be playing like additional lands per turn. You're just simply going to have you're just going to be exiling a lot from the top of your library, and you're just going to want to make sure you can get some value from that. Experimental Frenzy just says you can play anything from the top of your library when I'm on the battlefield, but you can't play anything from your hand. And that's okay with us. This is probably our best card in the deck, honestly. It just pops off every time. If you can get into an Experimental Frenzy, you can actually have a chance against most decks that have really hot starts, because you're just simply like kind of throwing down your deck, as you would say. And like I said, your main like kind of obstacle there is just the lands. You can only play so many lands per turn, and you'll start to brick. So it's important that you kind of have these things that let you play like additional lands, I would say, and also give you the chance to play off the top of your library in some instance. You also have cards like Augur of Autumn, and Augur of Autumn is really nice too. If you have like a couple different powered creatures, then you can also start playing off the top of your library as well the creature spells, because you can always do lands in general, so that's nice. But if you have 3 or more creatures with different powers, you may cast creature cards from the top of your library. Absolutely insane. Like and subscribe. I'm juiced up. I'm so juiced up. I mean, you don't see this kind of stuff every now and then. It's like you come back to it. Well, what am I going to do? Let's try an eggs deck. Let's kind of see how far we can take it with our local knowledge of cards now. Can we do this? So I think probably your first little avenue you would probably want to say is just draw. And probably generic mana is probably going to be your avenue for like kind of looking into this. Obviously, this is an insane card for us because you can simply use it for mana for 0. And you can also just simply sacrifice it to draw, which is really nice options for us. So we can kind of just keep these off to the side. This is like a draw discard kind of benefit, like the Bag of Holding, which is definitely interesting. Candy Trail is a scry, and then you can sacrifice it later. I'm not like the biggest fan of like having to tap the artifact down as a function of this. Like if it just said like 2 generic mana, sacrifice this artifact without having to tap it, I'd be much more into it because it could pay for itself to sacrifice it. I do like a Chromatic Sphere because it's just simply less mana. Well, less mana to perform that drawing function, right? It doesn't feel that bad, and it just acts as a really good source of just like kind of filtering through your deck. There's going to be some instances where, we have the ability to play these for like 0 mana as well. So that'll also kind of be like a really nice instance. It does replace itself with mana if you do sacrifice it, which is kind of okay, I guess. Chromatic Star is just kind of nice as well. These are just kind of like low-costed ones. Like the Scry is actually pretty juicy on the Candy Trail. I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, sometimes you're gonna want to like filter lands off the top. So that actually might be kind of juicy for us. Second thought, it was kind of looking a little bit more enticing when I was like, well, if you have like artifact reducers, like Foundry Inspector, you're probably gonna like this kind of stuff. This is kind of an interesting one for sure. The Found Footage. It does not replace itself with mana, but like I said, that actually will pay for its sacrifice to surveil and draw. So that's kind of interesting for us. The Bell that will find a land and put on the top of. Oh no, it will also draw a card, and it can also search your library for a basic land. So if you want to fix your mana, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, we like the Bell. The Bell is like a perfect kind of example of like an egg effect, where you can like, if you, like I said, the cost reducers will be really nice for this for sure. We'll just get a couple, right? This has so much text. Why does it have so much text? It's like crazy. That has to be the most confusing card I've ever read before. Hey, that's 1 and a tap. Has to tap itself. We don't like that as much. These do a little bit better because they give you some mana back and a card, the Chromatic Star and the Chromatic Sphere. This has a little bit of a function that will get into people's graveyards. So it'll get a little more value. This Reliquaria Progenitus is kind of wild and out, I'd say. Yeah. I think they're pretty strong because they're 1 mana too for Meria. You definitely like the 1 mana kind of effects. This one's pretty nice too, the Scrabbling Claws. Vexing Bauble is pretty wild, huh? Pretty wild card. It's just really strong. If we ever like move this to a more competitive format, we're probably gonna like a Vexing Bauble too. Has like a little utility we can try out. Kind of like might hurt us in certain circumstances, like if we have cost reducers, because I do think that would affect that. But we can try it out. I'm always looking for some nice stack pieces. Okay, and these are kind of some equipments here. I think this is pretty much similar to like this, right? But it enters tapped. We don't like that as much. No, we do not. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we've come up on some more egg effects here, so we'll just kind of slot these over here. Now we have an Elsewhere Flask. That just says, okay, I enter, I draw a card. That's fine. And these are all artifacts here. There's our little beautiful golden egg right there. Here's the Eye of Vecna. Kind of seems like some nice gasoline. A really nice egg effect. Here's another one, Energy Refractor. Howling Mine is not one that's going to draw you a card immediately, but it's just amazing with Meria. Here's Guidelight Matrix. Has to do with vehicles. You never know, we might have like a vehicle. We might have a vehicle like sub-theme. I don't think we would though. I don't think we will have a vehicle sub-theme. But we could have the Mech Titan core as like a fun little thing. But I mean, that's kind of what we want to do though. This is fine. It's just draw a card, tap for mana. Sometimes some of them can be better than others. Like the Ichor Wellspring is cool because you can sacrifice it as well too. Once it hits the graveyard, you get another card. Here's Instant Ramen, so there's quite a few of these effects. Yeah, that's a scry 1 and draw with a Lemboss. That's huge. That's really big. Maze Mine Tome is kind of fancy dancy. Kind of goes in there with like a Bank Buster. It's just kind of like a cool card, right? Could be pretty cool. Could kind of keep your gas going. Mind Stone is kind of interesting as well. Can actually produce mana. I think you're probably pretty into these. So don't mind it. You're kind of always looking for gas. You're always kind of continuing that train, right? This one's a little slower. I would definitely consider it a Bank Buster though. I think the Bank Buster is pretty cool. Yeah, let's get a tome. I don't think it would be terrible. More of these. Yep, more of those. There's the Bank Buster. We'll pick that one up too. Sleeper Dart. I think I was just going through my bulk and I missed that one. How did I miss that one? I do not like the tapped whatsoever. This can actually help move through your library too, the Smuggler's Copter. Wedding Invitation. This one's a little too expensive, the airship. Bustisode. Scrawling Crawler. Brutal, huh? Brutal card there. This is basically like the same kind of thing. It's just because it could just draw. It doesn't have to have any investment either. It's such a cool card too. It's a little pricey though. I think we've been keeping our price down pretty good. But I'm not gonna like really do too many liberties. I think just the staff is just a sick card, guys. I just love it. The Cosmos Elixir is kind of cool. The One Ring is just completely busted. Solemn Simulacrum is pretty sweet. We do want some creatures too, so I think we will play a Solemn. Definitely. The Rib Skiff. It's a little pricey. It's getting a little expensive over here. But kind of interesting still. Kind of is. Just enters, draws. Enters, draws. There's kind of like a little bit of a vehicle sub-theme kind of going on here, isn't there? Just kind of thinking if we're really juicing, at the very worst, this is going to be like a 3-mana card. It's going to pay for itself with Meria. It's not going to be the worst. This one's pretty great too, the Mind Stone and the Weak Stone. And it pays for a lot of artifacts as well. The Immortal Sun is definitely like something that you want to consider too, because it reduces the cost of your artifacts and it just like gives you additional gas. It's a little higher expense, but I think it's really cool. The reducement is really nice, the reduction for sure. I love that. So that was amazing. We can kind of look through, other artifacts that draw. Kind of see what's going on here. See if there's any kind of creatures that will help us get there. Yep, like this Furnace Skullbombs are cool. Meldon Moxite has card advantage built into it as well. Help you build your graveyard if you want to do that. It's a nice one. Scrapwork Mud is just a nice little unearthed card. The Volatile Wanderglyph is pretty sweet. The Saheeli's Lattice is nice. It's just kind of like moves through your deck, as you would say. Just helps you move through your deck. This one's kind of cool if we had like a lot of discard effects. I'm not sure how much of that we have. Maze of Skullbomb. Picked it up. Let's see if there's any new cards here. Pyrite Spellbomb. We'll pick that up. Pick up the Implement of Combustion. The Heirloom. If we had like, if Meria was a 4-power creature, that card would buy pretty good. The Currency Converter, that's pretty cool. And then you have a Terrarian. Enters tapped. I hate that. What does this one do? It's like augmented. I don't know. Technodrome. Hell yes. I like that. Yeah, that's the thumbnail. The Technodrome for sure. All right, so you're wondering, like, how do we win? Like, well, there's a few ways to win. Some are more expensive than others, but I think you want to do them all. This is like your primary win condition is just like painting an abundance of spells and then slapping your homie in the face. And we don't hold back on those channels, so this is it. You know, if we worked to this kind of budgety kind of area here, so we can do this. Now we also want to have like your artifact enters damage type of effects. Oh, so these are actually really nice too. Like these like things that do stuff to, they're like equipments that do damage, I would say, are pretty strong with Meria because she has like definitely less interaction. So I think a chainsaw is also really nice. 2 damage is not so impressive. The Dragonspark Reactor actually can get pretty busy in this deck. It's probably a good look for it. It can get really nasty actually. Yeah, it can get really nasty. This is to target opponent. Whenever another villain and or artifact you control enters, it is an artifact itself, so I think you just put it in. So that's not that bad. We also love the kind of just does it to each type of stuff. This is creature as well. Fire Action Dragon Engine is pretty cool. There's a good one. 4 damage to target, to any target, and 3 damage to you. That's pretty nice. It's just like a nice little like artifact that does damage. I think Mulholner is pretty sweet too. So we kind of definitely get out of the budget realm, but you kind of are begging for these. Yeah, I feel like we could probably make the Boommobile pretty good. You know, it's just going to probably be all right. So 4 mana. It's kind of pricey, but it's kind of still right where we want it to be. We are in artifact still, which is kind of fun. It's not really showing me exactly what I want to see, but it is pretty cool. This is like your vehicles. It's like, because there is quite a few vehicles here. It's like almost like just, you know, say goodbye to the Mulholner. You know, we don't really need that. And maybe say goodbye to the, keep the chainsaw, keep the reactor, but maybe get this vehicle synergy going. All of a sudden, like, you have this Surge Hacker mech kind of stuff, and you have this Sky Sovereign, which is pretty sweet. I mean, technically you can do like everything you want too. That's a little too expensive though, I'd say. But where's the other vehicle? We have the Boommobile. Where's the the red one that we were just looking at? It's 4 mana. They already put it in. Hold on. Is that in craft? There it is, Sky Cycle. Yeah. Let's get a Mech Titan core in there. You know this, guys? Alright. Any other cool vehicles that interact with my opponents? And then we'll be back to the drain. Vehicle. I could run Balthier and Fran too. We probably will. War Balloon, Museum Tank. Yeah, the Magmatic Galleon. Do I have those wild cards? Damn it. That one would be probably pretty sweet. The World Wagon is pretty cool. Kind of gets the lands out of your deck too. Chariot, Bugbear. Can get lands off the top of our deck. I think I want it. It's looking more for like interactive pieces. I think the hearse is great. Gets into the graveyard. Lifecraft Engine, Raider's Carve. Regalia is pretty cool. Can definitely like break up the top of our library too. Weatherlight. Can find the pieces that you need. Could help us find our reservoir. And you have console. Oh, the Thanos Copter. So sick. So sick, really. Anyway, I was looking more for things that would like slap people around. Oh yeah, this is like another kind of egg effect, the experimental synthesizer. It's just kind of a nice one. Okay, so I am looking for mostly the cards like this. I think the Goblin Engineer is pretty righteous. I don't know if there's really any like 3 mana artifacts we're really kind of excited about. Here's a Reckless Fireweaver, so whenever an artifact you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's another way to win. There's a nice EOE one, Wefstalker Ardent, beautiful. Probably do want the Mjolnir for more like interaction. This can get into your graveyard. Embercleave, it's just a sweet card, you know. Ah, the Teething Wormlet, that could just give you so much life, man. Yeah, we love life. That could help with the reservoir too. Totally. There's a Serensity Slicker that can definitely get lands away from the top of your library for sure. Put them into your hand instead. Really nice for us. And we're going to be popping, guys. You're going to just absolutely love it. Going to like kind of love to see this kind of deck. It's very intriguing, to say the least. And then you just want to add like your protection suite. Like the ward artifacts go really well here. Yeah, you don't have to run too many lands for this deck either. So those do very well. Patchwork is kind of a fun one that can kind of get a really scary threat, as you would say. You have so many of these like kind of entering, just give some pressure, you know, some opponents have to like kind of deal with this thing. 3-amp power suit is really good for some ward, just kind of has ward built into it. Then you have like your hexproof, you know, artifacts as well. You have like your 1 mana things for sure that are in green, like at instant speed, and you don't mind like maybe one of those. So probably Tamiyo's Safeking is your best one because it can hit like any permanent of yours, not just creatures. That's why it's $4 common from Kamigawa. Go look through your bulk. Maybe you'll have a Tamiyo's Safekeeping in your Kamigawa, you know, set. It's $4 though. Swiftfoot Boots is really nice, and then you have your Shroud. Lightning Greaves. And then to get to our girl a little bit faster, you have just some, you know, nice elves here will kind of do the trick. You want to probably do your creatures to help your Augur of Autumn along the way. Sounds like a good plan. Probably do your Bird of Paradise here for sure. And because we will be on a kind of a higher, I think you could like, you know, keep it at $50, but we're going to be in Brawl today, so we need kind of the juice. So we'll probably just take it right to the competitive Brawl streets too. So, you know, their Badger Mole Cubs we're going to be around, but we're cool. We're going to be okay, I think. Kind of scared, slightly scared. Cobra, it's really good. Cobra's pretty nice with our kind of little Oracle Modial stuff too. Put in the Cobra, he makes it. You know it's you know it, guys. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Now this is just like the mana part. Probably just want like your goodies. Stomp. Some nice search lands here. You go to your on colors here. You know what? Let's live a little bit YOLO. Let's see here. Instead of the Halfling, which is like $30, let's do a Utopia to kind of bring it down a little bit. And I still need like Haywire Mite for sure. I think Hope of Ghirapur is nice as well. Is there anything else? Foundry Inspector. And Joyrus Familiar. Cool. Reckless Handling could find our things, couldn't it? Could find our reservoir, for instance, or gamble. A gamble would kind of put us into a different bracket too in EDH. It might be worth it. That is why they call it gamble, right? And I think I like the deck, how it functions though. I think we're going to be kind of moving and shaking, as you would say. So I'm not too worried, and I think we got all like the touches that I'd want to see in the deck. So overall, I would say it's probably like the vehicles, if they don't like hit stuff or destroy things, I'd probably be just saying goodbye to them, because they really don't finish the function of the deck. Like the Regalia's got to go. There won't be any Balthian Friends. Unlicensed Hearth is just kind of a, you know, it's just kind of a more a pipe dream. The World Wagon, I don't think we need that as well. These vehicles that draw cards are kind of expensive, so we're not going to be too into those. Yeah, we're just simply... the Sky Cycle is pretty cool. Honestly, though, it's like... I don't think so. I think I'll probably just say goodbye to all these vehicles, to be honest. The Mech Titan Core, too, you need creatures to assemble that. So let's just take a look at the vehicle count. Yeah, these ones are fine. The 2 mana ones, those are not bad. So yeah, not bad, is it? I do like the Wormlet. I do like that it kind of keeps us alive too. That's a very nice card for us. It's kind of scale up. Kind of goes hand in hand with the Automaton. It's just not an artifact creature, right? Yeah, I'm fine with all these 1 mana plays. So let me hit done on this one. It's going to say that we went over. I just want to kind of see what the 1-drops look like. And then we can kind of test out the deck. I do love the Immortal Sun. These are all very kind of nice and redundant what they do. Do like this to kind of move our deck too. More often than not, the red mana can kind of be a little bit more of a hindrance. So we're not so keen on the red. So those ones can kind of go. Just because your artifacts can only tap for green. So the red artifacts probably are just not as good. But we'll do the interactive ones. We'll definitely be keeping those around for sure. Yeah, and these are all just very similar and redundant. Tome is a little bit different. Let's just play the Bank Buster. I think we'll be okay. In fact, this might be kind of a little bit slowish for what we want to do still, the Bank Buster. Kind of like can be a creature though, which is kind of nice for the Augur. Same with the Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, so we have 21, 42 lands. I think this is definitely like a 36 land special. It just seems really like with multi-phase land cards, I'd say it would be pretty nice. Just because of all this, it's just going to be emptying out very quickly. I think you probably want to... No, you don't even need a Mox Amber. I think this is fine. You could play Ragavan if you wanted to kind of step it up a little bit. This one's a little more hazy. If we had more sacrifice, that would be better. But I love this. This looks really nice. That's a little expensive to pay into this. The Surveil is nice, but 2 into that is a little bit rough. Yeah, these can pay for themselves to exile and draw, which is really interesting with Meria. Kind of keeps you rolling. Wow, only 4 cuts to make? I think we're going to be okay without the Cobra. It is really sweet, though, for sure. No, I think we actually need it. I think we need creatures, actually. I think I'll probably get rid of the Solemn. It's just a little pricey. This one's a little expensive too, but it's, if you can land this, you're just kind of popping the hell off. So that'll be like a really sweet one. I do like this Mite Stone, Weak Stone. This one's probably objectively the worst one, so we'll get rid of that. We'll go on with the Frenzy, the Oracle, and the Augur, and the Mystic Forge will probably be the ways. Staff I thought would be pretty cool too, but we're kind of already building all the mana and getting all our cards, I feel. And one more cut. All right, now let's just add some mana here. Inventor's Fair is pretty expensive. We will try the Mycosynth Garden. Just because if we want to copy a reservoir, for instance, that'd be pretty awesome. Get these artifact lands in there as well. Spire of Industry is fine. And I think we need 2 more search lands that are for our colors. So the cheapest ones are probably Bloodstained Mire is fairly affordable, somewhat affordable. And I would say Windswept Teeth is not the baddest. We'll get the Commercial District too, and then we're just gonna say go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Smashing? Turn Timber? Maybe. There's some like multi-face land cards to consider. Haste is alright. Tokens. Can return an instant or sorcery. I don't know how many of those we have. Not many. Smashing. Boseiju if you want to get really zesty. I think we kind of went zesty enough. Shifting Woodland is pretty cool. You never know if we get what we get in that graveyard. Disciple's pretty cool. Turn Timber. Yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for joining me today. My name is Blake the Scholar, and this is what I call eggs. And this deck is basically, I guess it's probably primarily this. The inspiration is Golden Egg, And this particular card is a artifact for 2 mana, 2 generic mana, so you can pay mana of any color to pay it. And when it enters, you draw. Now, that's pretty much the only thing we're really concerned about. Like, those other abilities is fine. You'll notice, like, some of these things say, like, it makes your vehicles do this. We're really not too interested in that. We're just interested in the fact that when they enter, they draw us a card. That's really kind of the only thing we care about, because what's really nice about this is you got to see it as kind of like a rampant growth effect that will draw you a card with our particular commander, which is Meria, the Scholar of Antiquity, because she can actually when those artifacts hit the board, and she's on the board as well, she'll tap them for green mana. She'll turn them into forests. She can also get card advantage from them too, so they're just not idle. You can actually use like 2 of these at once to exile the top card of your library by tapping them, and then you get to play that card for the end of turn. So, well, how do we win through this like example? I would say probably your predominant win cons is like the Aetherflux Reservoir is really nice. I would also say you have like these kind of really cool robots that as artifacts enter the battlefield do damage to your opponent. Reckless Fireweaver also does this as well. There's another one that I think there was also the Wefstalker Ardent. I think there's actually one more that we actually probably would like to consider for this deck. So hold on for me with one second. Artifact creature. I think it's 3 mana as well. Let's see here. Well, I'm just kind of curious if I can spot it. Bomba's pretty amazing too. Oh, let me put damage too. Okay, that might be more of an internal card. I just didn't want to make sure that we didn't miss out on like any of these win cons. But really kind of the main kind of pull for this deck is that you can kind of play off the top of your deck with cards like Oracle of Moldiah that will kind of bring those lands away from the top of the library, because they're kind of ever looming, and you just want to make sure that when you're exiling cards and like in using the exile ability that, you know, we don't just keep breaking into lands, so we can start continuing to play off the top of our deck. That will be with her, with Meria herself, and then like with cards like Experimental Frenzy or Mystic Forge, you want to just kind of get into this loop when we're just like, you're just basically redundantly casting your deck, basically. And I think it's a really fun sight to see. I hope we can show it off today. So let's get really in there. We're actually going to shoot right into the competitive pool. So we're going to see how it goes. Yeah, we're just going to jump right in today. All right, as we do, 2 games as always. Thanks for joining me. If you did watch the entire brewing portion, or you're just coming in for the gameplay, thanks for liking and subscribing. They help the videos. They start to do very well if you guys do that. And thank you again for watching the video. Veteran Brawler, that's me. I'm against Narset. You go first. We have a Cobra. We'll try it. We'll try it. Have protection too. They're not going to do much to us. They just want to land our set and start swinging. Kind of need land, you know what I'm saying, guys? That's kind of like one of our pieces, though, combo pieces. Go Snake. Come on, Snake, don't let me down. Ooh. This is kind of a cool thing to show with Meria, to kind of show how like explosive she can be. So let's just do this. This is fine. She loves all of this. Check this out. Boom. 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 Damage. This is weird to run, yeah? for those colors, but they have the fixing. It's pretty cool though, pretty cool tech. He just like lets her get in like pretty easy. We have wraths? Oh, it's kind of scary, guys. Stump Stomp. She has hexproof, yes? Ugh, gross. Probably want to just start drawing cards, right, guys? So you just start tapping these for mana. Or, you know what? We can utilize our regular mana first, which is totally fine. Maybe hold these for more impulse draw. That's a freaking Immortal Sun. That's pretty cool. Let's do, you know, we're going to probably play that for lands. So let's just do it. Green. Still want to utilize the mana here. That is our land for the turn, so just keep that in mind. But here's a Lightning Greaves. Do any of these have any other utility? Okay. We will definitely keep up, you know, one of these no matter what, but let's see here. It's an elf. It's kind of sus if we don't utilize it, but I do want to keep up Tamiya's safekeeping. And they are still one away from their girl. Can they just leave? Let's go, baby. Caroline Dean, the runaway. The mana is not good. This is better. Goose? Should we surveil first? Maybe. Could have just played the reservoir too, but let's see what's going on. That looks nice. We'll take that. Okay, we'll be using this to impulse. These two will be utilizing them to impulse here. See what other tricks they have. Signet. Goodbye, Meria, maybe? Okay. Yeah, I think I want to impulse. This is fine. Okay, it looks like I can draw off of this. Let me... Maybe hold those to kind of shuffle too, perhaps. I think I will blast this. See if we can get out of this kind of land funk here. Are they going to play their commander? That's cool. Timeless Lotus. How do I get rid of that? We have Haywire Mites. Let's see. This is a draw effect. Let's start here. Just let me use this stuff. It's fine. That's also an impulse ability too, and a land. So let's start here. Let's impulse though first. That's a Joy's Familiar. That's pretty sweet. No. Okay, let's see if we can continue the train. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Come on, man. What do you do? Sacrifice this artifact, draw a card? Yes. Alright, opponent, don't win. Don't win against me. I'm not ready to lose. You have 10 mana, man. Oh, that's pretty good. Genesis Wave. Nice. That's going to be pretty good. Okay. I'm alive. Still alive. Okay, this should be interesting. That's not bad, is it? We are always going for the win, guys. We are always going for the win. Still have Stump Stomp available too. We can do one more impulse. Yep, that's just 0 mana. I think we're ready to maybe Stump Stomp them. Do one more impulse draw. No, I don't think so. What does this do? I need to win this turn, right? Just not making it. Damn. I think they kind of went with that door, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. That kind of felt bad. I feel like we had the engine kind of flowing and we just got so mana bone there. I feel like we had like most of the tools there. We were kind of moving and shaking. I don't think we misplayed or anything. But yeah, that's what can happen. You just can start like, you really got to have those things that kind of help you play off the top. And it's kind of getting there, you know. We can look at it. I mean, we can take a look. The channeler helps out a lot, actually. That's a perfect card, actually, to consider. I don't know about the Molnar. It's a little expensive. I think we'll live without it. Okay, so now it's now your turn to kind of put in your price prediction. I think with the Aetherflux Reservoir, it's like 20 bucks or so. The other cards are like dirt cheap. Some of the lands are expensive. So I'm going to say it's like 200 bucks. With a Bird of Paradise and such like that. Okay, we go first, and it looks pretty nice. Kind of have a lot of options here to kind of basically dump our hand out. Yeah, I'll take a land, that's fine. Please, sir. Defense Grid is pretty cool too for this deck. Kind of like shuts them down. I think we want the suit out kind of immediates here. Just like kind of try to give us a chance to just basically equip immediately. Okay, looks like they kind of want to play into this, but we're just going to just unload our hand here. You could also just do the commander tax there and just drop her, but this seems fine too. Okay, bounce spell. Okay. Opponent had the Fading Hope. They did not show anything else. Okay, I think this is a Meria turn for sure. So we're going to go for it. Okay, they have it. They do not have it. I think I'm going to go right into the Technodrome here. Should I just put it on her on the Technodrome? Really kind of put him through a loop. Ooh. What are you doing over there, Apo? Okay, I look for cards. Storm's Wrath. It's the only card I could think of. Oh, okay. Prowess. Impulse. Hasty Boy. What else you do, Prismari? Storm. Scary. Okay. Okay. Let's take care of that thing. Well, we have a Forge turn, which is kind of exciting, it looks like. That's 2 damage? They really played 3, huh? Okay. Touche. Touche, friends. Oh yeah. I can do that right now. Player Planeswalker, what scuffed action is that? I hate that. Oh, I could have done that at, I could have like taken some blocks there. Damn. Okay, be calm. Everything is fine. River's Rebuke. Souls. Alright, we're back. This can block? No. This guy's doing a lot of work. I feel like without Meria, we're not really doing much, to be honest, in this game. So perhaps I could have taken a risk to just put it on the... I think they probably had it there earlier, too. They just grape-shotted it. They're pretty much out of gas, yeah? Now it sticks. That's fine. I think I do want to start drawing. Actually, let's just hold. Now they have a commander to play? It is. Scary. Cobra. I think Cobra's pretty cool. Let's see about the forge though first. Just 5 life, huh? Nearly there. 1, 2. Artifact. Nearly dead. All right, what else you got, Mr. Prismari? Ah, sure. Doesn't really do too much to me, really. And I think I'm ready for the Immortal Sun here. This is fine. We're gonna just unload everything. Well, that's pretty juicy. Oh, it's a frenzy, guys. That's so sick. It's perfect. Yep, that's our card. That's the juice juice. Oh man, am I really getting roped? There's like no reason for that. It's over, Oppo. It's Jova. Let's get rid of the land. We'll just flux these, just tap these over the fact. Let's get them over the line. We'll get to the juice. The juice is coming. Oppo, come on, let me get into my win cons, bro. Let me do it. Oh, poor sport, eh? It just seems like a reckless fire weaver. Okay, hard mode. Still have 2 impulses left? Yes. There it is. There's the juice. The juice, Bruce. Synthesizer, the experimental synthesizer just amazing. Just absolutely insane, you know. I'm just gonna play my deck, Oppo. So don't bother. Don't worry. Everything is fine. It will all cost me 0 mana too. I guess I have a Thrion power suit lying here, and all these equipments to kind of just finish them off. So I guess we just do that. Yeah, they're pretty dead. Let's get a little more juice. A little more juice, Bruce. I'm not done. I'm not done with this guy yet. Well, comes to an end sometimes. I tried to get the lethals, guys. All right. One more, guys. I think we went 3-1 tonight. In the competitive Brawl queue with eggs. Eggies. Oh no, not Katara. Not that. But we go first. Ah, man. One landers. Brutal. Better. It's going to hit a Katara. I feel like we have to say goodbye to a land. What are you doing over there, opponent? Why do you have a control on me right there? That's crazy. This plus this is nearly there to kill this thing. And I think we need to prioritize that. Interaction. Pierce. It's pretty fucking good, man. Oh, they're gonna have a Katara. That's pretty wild. What's free here? Subtlety? It is. Oh, wow. It's really good. I think this game is nearly over. Yeah. To the top of my library is very toxic. Blue is still really freaking good. What can I say? Still really good. And they were on the draw. Really powerful. That's when you need to, like, say, you know, we have to play Halfling and, like, Cavern, you know, in the deck, and just, I know, like, there's, like, in EDH you could probably be, like, less restrictive about this, but we're going to, like, be racking our brain, and it's going to be a disaster. So, we can't just, like, you know, have, like, a, you know, $200 deck you have to pay to kind of, you know, be a little bit more here. And let's make sure we have our mana here. All right, this will be the last game. Hopefully we can go 60%. It would be nice. Krenko's definitely a good test. And we go first, so we don't hate it. Do they have the one drop too? Oh, they do. Zesty. Let's try the Vexing Bauble. To target opponent? Okay, I could live with that. So we're going to unload our hand, then we have our Frenzy, and then we're going to just see what happens. Probably hold the land just to give a chance if we do go into that. Let's go here and here. We will play that out by tapping just this land here. Okay, now we're ready to drop our frenzy. There we go. Okay, so we're out of juice. Let's sacrifice this artifact. I just want to see if we can get a land off the top. There it is. Probably on green. Okay, and that's our turn. Do you do anything? Well, this gives haste too. I'm sure. We got a lot of stuff cooking here though, but we're kind of shut off from our hand. Oh, Arena of Glory, that's pretty great. Okay, they're gonna really juice up their board here. Damn. Okay, let's see the power of the frenzy here. So this is a pretty good start. I do like the Thran armor. Wow, Immortal Sun. I feel like I kind of want to get that off the top, but I also really want it, so I'm going to actually do it. Well, I want to do this too. Oh, crap. So I was wondering about the bauble, if I was going to hate it or not. And yeah, that just answered that question. This thing's kind of getting a little crazy. Really, Crete? Dude, I'm just dying here. Okay. Plasma sides, I guess. Just dead to that Krenko arriving. Does any of these gain me life? I think we just gotta go for her still. Okay, we gotta impulse that off the top of my deck. And I think this thing is going to really mess with me, this here bauble. I think I'm going to have to get rid of this. That's a Disciple. That'll actually gain me life. That's kind of wild. Can I play that? Yeah, with a Forest. That'll keep me alive. They'll just do the thing in Glory, right? Discard 5 cards. Can't play any of them anyways. Muxus, dude, you lucky dog. I hate when the opponents have Muxus in the 99. They whiffed. That's so funny. That's kind of wild, actually. What do I gotta do here to win, man? I think it's just Meria still. He's like, what? I agree, bro. What was that all about? I kind of want the wedding invitation. If I blow up my thing, can I do anything, though? Oh, that's pretty good. Lemboss is pretty amazing. Yeah, we'll just take the bell. Oh, that will just go to my hand? Okay, whatever. I think I want to just eat this, right? We will. Oh my god. So that's the kind of the win con right there, you know, guys? Okay, Cranko, do your worst, brother. I'm surprised they didn't haste that in. I'm just going to chump here for sure. No, thank you. Ah, there's the Fireweaver. This is going to start hurting them. I really didn't want to draw that card, but I think they're just going to lose now. That does damage to me too. Great. They're dead. I have way too many impulse. Man, I kind of like the competitive Brawl because it's kind of salty. Oh man, thanks for just hanging out with me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that journey. Let me get a rate of the Vexing Bauble. Oh man, that was kind of nasty. I should have known, but you must try these things out, right? I think I just want to do one more scan of this just to make sure. Weapons manufacturing would be cool with like a consistent sacrifice outlet. The Genius is a draw discard too. It's kind of a nice one. Kind of like that definitely kind of frees you up, doesn't it? I would say so. It's kind of similar to the Saren Steel Seeker. Beautiful, guys. All right. Send me a like if you believe that was the chef's kiss. I think it was. And I believe we went 4-2, so that's a pretty decent record for a first look at eggs with Meria. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.